I'm going to try not to be before you too long. I also want to share an audio clip with you that I find quite interesting. Now, in the audio clip, I think this is an audio clip that might be old, just because of the video quality. It looks like it's been recorded a while ago, but the information in it is valid and update. So I'm going to let you listen to that in a few minutes, but I first want to give thanks to the people that left a donation. Those that left a donation to the Cash App and those that clicked on the PayPal link and left a donation. I see you, I acknowledge you, and I thank you. Many times it's not so much as the money or the fact that we need money. When we receive donations like that, it's just expressing your thanks. It's letting us know that you appreciate the information that we're putting through to you. You know, everybody has a little bit of something to share. You know, my information may not be like someone else's information, and their information might not be like my information. We're all different, and we have different information to share from different angles. So I really appreciate you. I also want to say that this might be one of those videos that YouTube might remove. In case this video is removed, I invite you to come to my WordPress page. Come to WordPress and subscribe to me there, and you would receive my audio clips. Also, this video would be on my WordPress. So if YouTube happens to remove this, and you can also download it too, you know, and I'm sure that there's an RSS feed that you can subscribe to, that whenever I drop a clip on Spreaker, you would get that notification. You would get that audio clip. So I invite you to go there and join the RSS feed, and also follow me on Spreaker. The link is in the bottom. But I want to speak briefly. On global, how could I say this? I believe that we're in the midst of a global warfare. It's a global type warfare. Now, I posted on Facebook that we're living in a simulation. I wholeheartedly believe that we are in a type of simulation. You think it's real. It feels real. But it's all just a practice drill. This is actually a practice drill that we are experiencing. We are lab rats with real models. This is a simulation with real models. And humans are the casualties. Now, the government gives nothing for free. And I've said this for years, that the government never gives you anything for free. So that stimulus package that they're giving to the people is paying you. This is somewhat like reparations for the stress that many people are going through, for the lives that are lost. Although I personally don't believe that many people are dying from the coronavirus. Because notice they keep telling you, first it was elderly people, then they said it was people with underlying diseases. They were saying it came from China, but yet somehow the United States is now flooded with the coronavirus, where they shut down all businesses. They shut down every single business just about in America. They shut down churches. There's supposed to be a separation of church and state, but yet a preacher was arrested for conducting services in church on Sunday. So there's people that question and wonder why it's okay for abortion clinics to be open, but yet churches are considered non-essential. But abortion clinics are essential. They're essential because it all plays into population reduction. It's essential because of the fact that you are stopping a life from being born. That's why abortion clinics are essential. Churches are non-essential, and I can't understand for the life of me why churches don't fight back. Why they're just submitting to what the government say to them, and maybe because of the fact that they don't want to lose their 501c3. Maybe because of the fact that they sold out to the government a long time ago. Because if you notice, every year the politicians come into the church, soliciting votes, allowing the politicians to stand in the pulpit. And they make empty promises to the people and never fulfill them. Mainly Democrats or the Democrat demons. Those are the politicians that come to the church, make empty promises. He's already made a deal with the pastor that maybe he's going to get some more land, or he's going to help him to get another building. So he allows him to come into the church and try to win the votes of the people. So when you see churches that's just submitting, and I said on Instagram that people should not pay their tithe and offering to a pastor that's talking to them from a computer screen. In that case, you guys should be sending every one of us tithe and offering, because we're doing the same thing that the preachers are now doing from the privacy of their own homes. So what's wrong with giving us offerings if you're going to pay that pastor offerings? And I've had, so-called Christian people say, well, the church is going to go into foreclosure. Well, maybe that church needs to stand up. The pastor needs to stand up. Remember, there's supposed to be a separation of church and state, but yet churches are considered non-essential. So you had a pastor that was arrested for having services. So this is the kind of stuff that's going on. Now, today, there's a news article locally that was saying that a couple of drugstores, they're encouraging people not to go to these drugstores because of coronavirus. But the drugstores that they named, the locations, happen to be in black communities. So I wonder what would happen if people start rebelling and people start coming out their houses, living their life normal like they used to. What if businesses were to open up and still conduct businesses instead of being a part of this global simulation? Because that's all it is. They claim that all of these bodies are dying, especially in New York City, but yet no one has seen those bodies. With all the cameras that they have, we're living in a time where nothing could happen without someone posting it on the internet. No one posts any bodies. You don't see any family members crying and bereaving. And the news article is famous for getting in people's face because they want the emotion of the people. So you would think that they would target family members that have lost someone. Not just one, not just two. And when it comes to that bus driver, and I'm skipping around, excuse me for skipping around because there's so much I want to say in a short period of time. You take that bus driver. Now, they claim that the bus driver died of coronavirus. I don't believe he died of coronavirus. He made a video 4 days before he died and was complaining about a woman on his bus that was coughing. and did not cover her mouth. He was upset about that. And then the way CNN put it out there was 4 days he died. Now, at the end of that video, they had a discussion with the union worker. And they were saying that this man got sick from a coronavirus and died. Well, that makes no sense to me, because if he had coronavirus, first of all, the coronavirus does not act that fast. It don't work like that. It don't kill you in 4 days. There had to be something else going on with him, because even while he was making the video, he was sweating and looked like he was about to pass out. So I'm almost wondering if he had other health issues that they call coronavirus. And because the family went along with it, they decided to hit the family off with a couple of dollars. I'm wondering if that's what happened. So why do I think that he didn't have coronavirus? Because he was at work. Why wasn't this man quarantined? If he had the coronavirus, why wasn't he quarantined? Why was he at work? He's complaining about the woman coughing, but yet allegedly he's got coronavirus. He don't know if she had the virus. She could have just had a cold or flu, and she was coughing. But he's upset because she was coughing, and he's working, driving a bus with coronavirus. That killed him 4 days later. So if he had coronavirus, why was he still driving the bus? He had his bus uniform on, and he was doing a selfie video complaining about the woman that was coughing, but yet he was at work with the coronavirus that allegedly took him out 4 days later. So that's why I don't think this man had the coronavirus. I really don't think he had that. Now, there's a movie that I watched in the past, and it was called War Games, with Matthew Broderick, I think his name is. And they actually talked about, or the movie was actually about a simulation warfare with Russia. Nuclear biological warfare with Russia. And it had everybody on their toes. It's on Stars. If you have the Stars app, you can see it. Or if you subscribe to that with your local cable company, you can see that movie. Or you can buy it, or you can rent it. You can rent it off the internet. If you have Apple TV, you can pull it up and you can rent that movie. Or, Amazon Videos. You can actually see it on Amazon Video. You can rent it for like $3 and something. But it's called War Games. And I think it came out in 1982 or 1983. And you should watch that movie. It's quite interesting. But what's going on now is no more than a simulation. That's what's going on now. But before I go any further, I want you to listen to a video or audio that was sent to me, right? And then I'm going to complete the rest of this video. Listen to this and tell me what you think.
This video got sent to me and now it's deleted, but I'm going to take a video of it so everyone can see it and repost it. Make sure you repost it as fast as you can because it's going to get taken down again. I'm going to rewind, press play now.
Alexa, did the government release the coronavirus?
According to Event 201, the government planned this event, created the virus, and had a simulation of how the countries would react. This simulation occurred October 18th, 2019. The government released the virus among the population and has lost control of the outbreak.
Now, that was the audio. What do you guys think of that audio? And like I said, I mean, it seemed like it was updated, but the quality of the video, the way it looks, it seemed like it's an old video. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard this audio before, a while back. But there's about 2 or 3 articles. I'm not going to read the article. I'm just going to read the headlines to the articles. Okay, and one is Chemical Warfare drills by Homeland Security will turn humans into lab rats. Many fear. Now, this is an article that's on Newsweek. It's a Newsweek article that's dated December 12th, 2017. And I'm going to read that again. Chemical warfare drills by Homeland Security. These are chemical warfare drills by Homeland Security will turn humans into lab rats. Many fear. Another article headline reads, U.S. and Philippine partners conduct a chemical, biological, and radiological and nuclear exercise. Now, this was from a Philippines newspaper. And what I find quite interesting about that is that there's a news article that just came out a couple of days ago where the president of the Philippines said that if anyone break the curfew, if anyone comes out of their house, they would shoot them. They were given orders to shoot anyone that break that curfew or that lockdown. So if anyone violates that lockdown, he orders the police to shoot them. This is how serious, and what that does, it induces fear in people. Now people are not going to come outside because they don't want to be shot, right? So this is no more than a global simulation to control people. And when it comes to the stock market, and I'm going to end on this note, and these are my thoughts, and this is probably the first place you're going to hear this. When it comes to the stock market, I think this is no more than a stock market heist. Because whenever you see the stock market on television and they talk about how it's fallen and, you know, the stock market is about to crash, everyone is so focused on the screen. It's like when you go to a ball game and they have the scores. The scores are constantly changing, right? And in some sports, scores are taken away from you, you know, for fouls or violations, you know, so you can lose a couple of points, like in boxing, right? So it's going to change the score. Well, when you look at the stock exchange, all you're looking at is numbers. That's not money. That's not finance. Those are just numbers, digital dollars. But yet, in your mind, you're thinking you're losing money. In reality, you are. But I think because of the fact that this is a simulation, this is also a heist. This is how they are robbing people, taking people's money. The money, the hard-earned dollars that you invested into the stock market, they are now taking it from you. And then going to give you $1,200 back of your own money that they just robbed you of. This is no more than a stock market heist. You're looking at the numbers drop, and keep in mind, they are not going to lose money. The money is there. That's the money, but they're taking your hard-earned dollars that you invested, that you put away for the future, and you choose to invest that money, and now they take it from you. And this is a global pandemic, which means it's a global simulation. A simulation to create a one world government and universal health care. And for those of you people that's attacking Trump and blaming everything on Trump because CNN, MSNBC, and all these other fake news media is putting negative propaganda out there about Trump, and you just regurgitating what they're saying, keep in mind, Trump is also unaware of what's going on. He's only taking advice from people around him. And he's got a lot of frenemies around him, people that's pretending to be his friend, but in reality, they're looking to destroy him because he's now dipping and dabbling into their pockets, giving it to you, right? So this is no more than when you look at the stock market and you're talking about your investments are going and the stock market is crashing and No, that money is still there. You only looking at numbers on the screen. That's their way of robbing you of your money. It's like paying 3-card Molly. And I spoke of that in a video of the past. It's like going to the casino. The stock market is a casino. It's a financial casino. You put money in there expecting to get money back, expecting to win money. There's nothing free in this world. So when you invest your money into the stock market and you sitting there watching the numbers, whether it rise or fall, it's like going inside a casino. You go in there with $5,000, you come out with nothing. They may give you a little bit back, and then you take it and play it again because you're hot. You're on a winning streak. You're hot. You're winning money. So then you put it back into the system, and when you leave there broke, and then you say, I should have just left when I won a little bit more. And then by that time, it's too late. They took your money, right? So the stock market is no more than a casino, and you don't see the money. You just see a game. You see a bunch of numbers when you go to the casino. The only time you see money is if you win a little bit of something, and then you go collect it. And then you take it and put it back into the system. That's how the stock market works. It's the same game, same rules apply. Just a different image. So what we're dealing with now, what we're experiencing is no more than a simulation. It's not real, but it's dealing with real models. This is like a nightmare, and there's people walking around saying, this is like the Twilight Zone. It's like a dream to people because they can't believe it. People now are forced to live in the house with people that they probably don't even like. You don't hear about no shootings. You hear more now on the police radio about domestic disputes. People are fighting, people are stabbing each other because they can't stand each other. The divorce rate is rising since this because now people realize they can't live together. Before, they could just leave the house. They don't have to stay there with you. But now the divorce rate is now rising because of the fact that people are forced to live in the same house. You know, the female can't go out and cheat now. Or the guy can't go out and cheat now. They can, but it's going to be obvious because you're not supposed to be out anyway. So we're living in a simulation. You think it's real. It's the Matrix. Like when in the Matrix, when the dude asks him, says, now you eating that steak, it tastes like steak, you know, but it's not real. He said, I know it's not real, but do you know that what you're going through is not real? What we're going through is not real. So we're living in a simulation. You think it's real, but it's just all a practice drill. This is a practice drill to see how you act. I read an article before, and I'm going to end, where they were offering people a couple of $1,000. I think it was $1,000 or something like that. For you to allow them to give you a needle, inject the coronavirus in you, and then they treat you because they want to see the effects that it have on you. And I'm sure they didn't get too many volunteers for that. There's people that say they would have done it. But I'm sure they didn't get too many volunteers. So now they're using humans as lab rats. This is a chemical warfare drill. A chemical warfare drill. I said that too fast for a second. And I'm going to read the headline to that article again. Chemical warfare drills by Homeland Security will turn humans into lab rats. Many fear. Now, there's one other article that I was going to read from. And maybe I'll read a portion of it. And let's see. I'm going to read this small part where it says, further, the process of transformation, even if it brings revolutionary change, is likely to be a long one. Absent some catastrophic, catalyzing event like a new Pearl Harbor, and advanced form of biological warfare that can target specific genotypes may transform biological warfare from the realm of terror to a politically useful tool. I'm going to read that again. An advanced form of biological warfare that can target specific genotypes may transform biological warfare from the realm of terror to a politically useful tool. And then it says, the project for a new American century, rebuilding America's defense. And this is from September 2000. So this is something that's always been in the works. It's always been in the works. And we talked about that. We've talked about this very thing that's happening today. We talked about it and people call us conspiracy theorists. And then when it happened, you guys were scuffling for toilet paper. Tearing up the stores trying to buy food. When people like myself didn't have to go and shop for anything because I had everything. I prepared. See, but people nowadays are asleep. People are so asleep that you have no idea that you are a lab rat. Remember back in science in school, when you look at the little rats and the little mice that was on the wheel turning, they were used to that. They became very complacent. And if you open the cage to that door, it's not going to run out because it became content. Especially black people had become so content with being poor, had become so content with begging, on the bottom begging. As long as you've been a Democrat, you've been begging. And they throw you out a couple of crumbs like they do that little rat or mice that's in that cage in the science lab. You were content with spinning on that wheel. And they throw you some crumbs. They give you welfare. They give you SSI. Well, better yet, they give you welfare. What is that? That they give you. What's that health care they give you guys for poor people? Anyway, they give you free health care. And you go down to the community health center, and you have less than efficient health care. You have poor health care. You walk in there, people are throwing up and coughing, and you in a dirty environment, man, with doctors, man, that really are probably new. They're probably student doctors experimenting on you. But black people have become so conditioned to being in the ghetto, to the point now, those same people now, I heard a black female on Facebook praising Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, talking about how much she loved them. And I'm thinking these are like people that are career politicians that's been in office a long time and did nothing for you. When black people were being gunned down by police, them same politicians, what did they do to try to help black people that were gunned down by police? Nothing at all. But they promise you welfare. They promise you free food, welfare. They want to keep you on the bottom, keep you happy and satisfied, give you a few crumbs. And you were content with that. Trump came along and says, you know what? I'm getting y'all off of Warefare. I'm going to get you guys some jobs. The economy is doing good. Black unemployment is doing a lot better. And now they want to destroy it because they seen blacks coming off the Democrat plantation. And those slaves that were still on that plantation were fighting to stay there. And would even attack other blacks that decided to leave the plantation, become angry, and even threaten to do you harm. But you always make your own choices and decisions. You don't allow no one to gang stalk you into accepting something that's against your own soul. Never go against your own soul, regardless of who comes against you. Even if it's your mama. You make your choices for yourself. And don't allow anyone to gang stalk you. Because I seen on Facebook this white dude. He had a lot of people following him. And he made the comment that he listened to Trump. The more he listened to him, the more he realized that Trump is doing a good thing and that he's thinking about voting for him. Man, those people that love this dude turned on him quick. One person says, usually I'll delete somebody or something and block them. And they start attacking this dude. And then finally he says, well, I hadn't really made up my mind yet. I was thinking about it. I might not even do it. So now he's changing his mind because they gang stalked him. They attacked him because he chose to make a decision to vote for someone that they disagree with. And then he started changing his mind. So don't allow anyone to steal your soul from you. Always make choices and decisions for yourself. So feedback, tell me what you think. This video might not be up long. YouTube might remove it, but it will still be on my WordPress page. Again, I give thanks to those that blessed me and gave me a donation. You know who you are. And don't forget to subscribe. Until next time. It's tight, but it's right.